insurance. This is Tony Cañas, and today I want to talk to you a little bit about life insurance, and especially selling life insurance. Selling life is one of the toughest jobs within insurance. Little known fact, I've only talked about it a couple of times. I started in that side of the industry. Back when I was in transportation, I got recruited by a massive life carrier, and they helped me get my license, and I tried to sell life insurance part-time while continuing to work transportation. Never sold a single policy. Part of the reason is because I got zero support. I only had access to very limited product, which was expensive, and again, zero support basically. And lately, I keep getting contacted on chatwithtony.com by people brand new to insurance asking about life insurance sales. So basically, they are getting recruited to sell life insurance with grand promises of making a ton of money on commission, and generally they're concerned because they've kind of, something smells funny, and they talk about how there are a ton of life insurance sales jobs on Indeed and other platforms, but many of them feel scummy or spammy, and they're concerned, like, is this a real thing? Am I getting into a pyramid scheme? What's going on here? So to be clear, life insurance is important, and most Americans are woefully underinsured when it comes to life insurance. Defined by, if they were to die today, if the breadwinner were to die today, his family would be in dire financial straits. That's the case for most American families today. But selling life is one of the toughest jobs in our industry, and historically has had a 90% plus failure rate in the first 3 years. Or basically, to this day, to the best numbers that I've seen, less than 10% of all new life insurance salespeople, whatever they call themselves, financial advisors or whatever, make it. Less than 10% make it through the first 3 years. So unless you are an amazing salesperson, unless you deeply believe in the product that you're selling, unless you're sure that the organization that you're going into is the right fit for you, selling life probably isn't for you. Also, unless you're plugged into a network of high net worth people who need or who can really use expensive value building whole life or other types of expensive life insurance products, largely used to avoid taxes as they pass assets to their kids, unless you're already plugged into that social group and they trust you, you're probably not going to do great selling life. If you always wanted to be in sales and you're highly motivated, selling P&C is a lot easier. It's not easy, but it's a lot easier than selling life, because P&C is mandated by the state, by different contracts, by your mortgage holder. There are many things that mandate that people get P&C insurance, and that's why they get it. So they have to buy it from somebody. Maybe they'll buy it from you. You have a better case there. Life insurance is generally not mandated, and life insurance really is death insurance, right? It only pays out if you die. So chances are that most people don't want to talk about their death, which is what you're asking them to do in order to sell them life insurance. Also, the product that is best for 90% of clients, and chances are the product that is best for your entire or almost your entire network, is a term product or a cheap term life insurance product that will, for the lowest cost possible, replace their income for X number of years. A lump sum that can replace your income if you're the main breadwinner until your kids and other dependents get to the point where they are self-sufficient. That's the best use of term life insurance. It's a lot cheaper. Problem is, term life is it's very cheap, so it pays very low commissions. So it's very hard to make a living selling mostly term, unless you join an organization like eFinancial that has it down to a science and is feeding you the leads. And it's a very transactional type of role. If you are being recruited to sell life insurance, I recommend that you ask the following questions. I recommend that you ask what the survival rate is. I recommend that you ask what the support is that they're going to give you. They'll probably show you a couple of shiny examples of people that have made a ton of money doing it. Ask to chat with some of the people that have been doing it for a long time to really get a feel for how they sell it, for what networks they already had. Again, keep in mind that unless you're hanging out at the country club and already close to a lot of people who have very high net worths, your natural market probably doesn't need expensive whole life insurance. They probably need term and term doesn't pay very well. It breaks my heart, basically, to get those calls. And what I do is I try to help them understand how hard it is to make it within the life insurance space. I try to help them understand how insurance is a great career, and that first they need to figure out whether they want to sell or they want to work in the carrier space. I help them understand both sides of that, and I make it very clear that I'm a P&C guy, not a life guy, and they're very different industries. And my advice generally is, okay, if they're giving you a base salary, if you're unemployed right now, and they're giving you a base salary, yeah, go and give it your best and learn all you can, but be prepared. Be prepared that the failure rate is likely very high. Be prepared that keep looking for your next opportunity while you're there, because chances are, quite simply, very few people do well enough selling life insurance. For insurance executives who listen to my videos, we have to do better. We have to find better ways to recruit salespeople into our business and to support those salespeople. If your organization has less than a 70 or 80% success rate, let's say 5-year success rate for salespeople, you're only hurting the industry by recruiting the way that you're recruiting. Back in the 90s, when somebody failed out of selling life insurance, it wasn't a huge problem for the industry, because they would go and they would tell their 15, 20 closest friends never to work in insurance, not just in life insurance and not just in sales, but in insurance in general. Today, with social media, that message gets amplified and it gives the entire industry a bad name. And this is an industry that already is hard psychologically for people to understand. It's already hard to recruit people into our industry. You're only shooting us in the foot, shooting yourself in the foot by continuing to recruit in this old-fashioned way. Anyway, if you are considering a role within life insurance sales, I'm more than happy to chat with you and help you figure out whether it's the right role. If it's not the right role, there are many, many roles in both P&C and life on the carrier side, not selling it, that are a better match for most professionals. Thank you for tuning in today. Hey, in 2021, we are really focused on growing our YouTube channel. So even if you never used YouTube, I'd really appreciate it if you go to youtube.com/insurance nerds, click on the subscribe button, and click the notification icon. Thank you so much.